What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. Today, we have a very different type of video for you. We're going to be doing a mock draft, but it's all going to be selected at random. That's right, RNGESUS is going to be doing absolutely everything that we would normally be doing, but we're leaving it up to fate. So we're going to bring up our spinning wheel, we're going to bring up our draft board, and then you're going to be able to see exactly what position is going to be drafted, and then we'll be taking the best player at that position and selecting it for that team. So who knows if Trevor Lawrence gets drafted, or if there's multiple running backs, possibly a few edge players that don't belong there. It's all up to RNGESUS at that point. So let's take a dive and see what it is. All that and much more coming your way right now. All right, so as I explained in the intro, we have our wheel, we have our draft board, and Nick, we are ready to go. RNGESUS is going to be drafting for every team in the first round. I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I haven't seen anybody do something like this. I think this could be really interesting. And hey, we'll see if who RNGESUS drafts is a good choice or a bad choice. But it's all in the hands of RNGESUS, and I can't wait to see what he has in store for us.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. We have the first pick, and we're going to spin our wheel. And the Jacksonville Jaguars will be selecting
wide
the
receiver. All right.
Number one receiver on the board will go to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And we will be going Jamar Chase here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not a bad choice, because if you look at Gardner Minshew right now, he could use another big outside wide receiver. Jamar Chase with DJ Chark and Laviska Shenault on the inside would be a nasty trio. I think this team could work pretty well, and I think that this wouldn't be the worst choice in the world.
No, I like it a lot. Let's move over to number 2, and the Jets are on the clock. Let's see who RNGESUS has them picking.
Ooh,
defensive tackle. All right, so I believe this will leave us with Christian Barmore, if I'm not mistaken.
This will be Christian Barmore if I can find him, but why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, so Christian Barmore on the Jets, next to Quinnen Williams, will be one of the best defensive tackle duos that we've seen in a long time. I'm having reminiscent thoughts of the old Vikings team with the Williams brothers next to each other. I really like this pick. You know, obviously as a Patriots fan, if the Jets wanted to draft a defensive tackle number 2 overall, I wouldn't be too upset about that. But RNGESUS has Christian Barmore going to the New York Jets. Moving on to number 3, we have the Miami Dolphins, and let's see what we have in store now.
Oh, defensive tackle again. Okay, so this is interesting. And so the Miami Dolphins drafting defensive tackle number 3 overall after just seeing Christian Barmore go. I mean, hey, you're not getting the greatest talent in the world, but you already got Raekwon Davis there. You drafted him last year, and you're going to add a guy named Tommy Togiai out of Ohio State. Not too sure about this guy, but hey, if anybody can make him work, I think Brian Flores can.
Nick, I'd pay you $1 million to say that name 10 times fast.
Tommy Togiai.
All right, at number 4, we have the Atlanta Falcons, and they will be drafting, that's right, offensive line. They are going to be protecting the franchise and Matt Ryan. They need to get him some protection, and you know what? In our first mock draft, they had him drafting his replacement. They're sticking with him. They're drafting his protection, and they will be drafting Penei Sewell out of Oregon, the best top-rated tackle offensive line all the way around in this draft. You know what? They get a stud at forward nonetheless. At least it's a top 5 player that they're getting, and you know, they should be a little excited about that for RNGESUS. Moving on to number 5, we have the Cincinnati Bengals on the clock. We are spinning the wheel. RNGESUS, what do you have in store for us now?
Ah,
Oh,
ooh,
they
almost. Oh,
just
yeah,
missed out on Penny Sewell.
that's all right though. That's all right because they're gonna get Christian Darrisaw here. They're getting a strong offensive tackle. He'll have to play the right side, something he wasn't normally used to in college. But you've got Jonah Williams on one side, and you've got Christian Darrisaw on the other. I think that this will make Joe Burrow very happy, and I think that this will help the Bengals tremendously.
All right, moving on to number 6, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, who are now on the clock, and it looks like they will be replacing Malcolm Jenkins, who left them last year in free agency to go to the New Orleans Saints, or say go back to the New Orleans Saints. They get their safety here. Trevon Moehrig, Moehrig is how it looks. You know, this guy is a phenomenal talent coming out of TCU, one of the best horned frogs we have coming out of that school right now. And listen, he is a phenomenal athlete. He has the ability to make plays both in the box, but he can also play center field and do a lot of the things that we remember someone like Brian Dawkins making. So it'd be very interesting to see if the Eagles can get a guy just like that on the back end. All right, at number 7, we have the Detroit Lions. They are on the clock, and now they get
Ooh, okay, running back. So you have DeAndre Swift, but now you get to pair him with Najee Harris. This is going to be interesting. I really think that Najee Harris and DeAndre Swift would be the best 1-2 punch in the league, better than Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I think that this would be a fantastic duo with Jared Goff now there. The offense would be humming for the Detroit Lions if they got Najee Harris.
It would be absolutely incredible and bring back that ground and pound, baby. That's what the Detroit Lions are known for. It's a hardworking city. Better have some hardworking backs also there. All right, moving on to number 8, we have the Carolina Panthers, and they could really use a quarterback, but instead they get a cornerback. And that'll be who they end up getting in Caleb Farley coming out of Virginia Tech. Farley, who is an incredible talent, really, really good corner. He is incredible in man-to-man defense, and he should be able to excel at the next level. They get a really, really good stud here. He said that he runs a 4.24. They'll definitely have to put that to the test, and you know what? I'm excited to see what Farley can do at the next level.
Yeah, I don't think it matters what position is. If you can run a 4.24, I want you.
That's for sure. All right, at number 9, we have the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos will be selecting.
Hey, there we go. Okay, all right, a realistic option here, a position of need, and they're going to get Patrick Surtain, who is definitely going to fill in for AJ Boye. I think that Patrick Surtain is a great choice for the Denver Broncos. That Broncos defense will be back up and running in no time.
Absolutely. You know, got to start rebuilding that backfield, especially in their division. And I couldn't be happier. This is so far the best pick of the draft for fit wise. Let's see at number 10, the Dallas Cowboys, who is joining Jerry down in Dallas. We have wide receiver.
Wow.
Definitely not a need for this team, as they have Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb. They will now be adding Jalen Waddle, the speedster coming out of Alabama, an incredible talent. He is extremely, extremely fast. He's going to cause havoc in the NFC East. And as long as they can bring Dak Prescott back, they will have 4 incredible talents at the wide receiver position that they don't have to worry about for a long time.
Now, I can't believe at this point we're through 10 picks and we still don't even have a quarterback off the board. Trevor Lawrence, oh, this is going to be fun. I can't wait to see.
This is fantastic. Let's see who the New York Giants, who are now on the clock, will be drafting. And it looks like defensive tackle.
All right, this is okay, and now we have Levi Onwuzurike. I know I butchered that. You can roast me in the comments if you want. But hey, him with Leonard Williams and Dalvin Tomlinson, I mean, hey, if they want to start running a 5-2 scheme, I'm all for it. If Joe Judge wants to do that, I'm all with you. This would be a tremendous defensive line. No one would be able to run on them. Sorry, Zeke, you're going to have a rough going for the next 10 years or so.
Yeah, I mean, Zeke may not be able to get something done, but with Jalen Waddle in Dallas, they can sure pass on a 5.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
All right, at number 12, we have the San Francisco 49ers on the clock, and guess what? They get to add to their incredible defense by adding a linebacker. So they get the top linebacker in the draft. Micah Parsons will now be joining them next to Fred Warner, which is very interesting here because this is arguably one of the best defenses in the league when fully healthy. Now you're taking Micah Parsons and saying, yeah, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of you in there as well. Unreal. Absolutely unreal.
Jeez. Wow.
All right. At number 13, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Almost said San Diego there. Didn't. We are at pick number 13. They are on the clock. And guess what? They are getting their new franchise quarterback some extra help. Mike Williams really can't stay healthy. We have Keenan Allen. Nick, who do they have drafted here?
Devonta Smith, the final of the top 3 wide receivers, and what a pairing with Justin Herbert. Him and that deep ball are going to be absolutely tremendous. You've got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams there. These guys, if they get Hunter Henry back, would be the most dominant offense without a doubt. I would be so scared if I were Patrick Mahomes and the rest of the Chiefs because your division championship, your conference championship, it's all on the line. I don't think that you would be able to get past the Chargers at this point.
Not Unreal. At all. All right. At pick number 14, we have the Minnesota Vikings on the clock. And listen, they have to protect their guy. And that's what they're going to be doing right here. Kirk Cousins finally gets some protection. They will be drafting offensive line. And it looks like at this point, they'll be taking Rashawn Slater coming out of Northwestern, one of the best talents that we have at tackle here. He's going to be an incredible project for them, but he is going to help Dalvin Cook in the here and now. I mean, this guy is a mauler at the offensive tackle position, and he's going to do incredible things in that division.
For sure. Absolutely.
All right. At number 15, we have our favorite team, the New England Patriots.
Come on, Trevor. Come on, Trevor.
RNGESUS, you know what to do.
Oh, no. All right. A position of need, but not what we're really looking for. The Patriots are going to be drafting a guy, Jay Tufele, interior out of USC. Hey, any defensive tackle for the Patriots is an upgrade. Their run defense was abysmal last year, and Tufele would definitely improve it 100%.
Somebody would say he would improve it twofold. I tried to make it work.
Wow,
Terrible.
That was bad. Please roast him in the comments. Wow.
At number 16, we have the Arizona Cardinals, who already made some improvements to their defense by drafting J.J. Watt. But hey, let's double down on it and draft a linebacker. And you get one of the best field generals that we have in this draft, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who is going to be an unstoppable force in the middle of their defense for the next 10 to 15 years. Incredible.
That's actually not a bad pick for them. Him and Isaiah Simmons on the outside would be really, really tough to stop. With Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt, that'd be pretty scary.
I don't want to ever face that team. That's for damn sure. All right, at number 17, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. And they will be drafting offensive line. Definitely not a position of need here, but nonetheless, a position that RNGESUS feels like they need to upgrade at.
So since we have the opportunity to be a little bit flexible here, I went Elijah Vera Tucker. It does look like Gabe Jackson will be cut, and so they're going to need to improve the interior of the offensive line, and Elijah Vera Tucker would do just that. Josh Jacobs would be able to keep running hard, and Derek Carr would be able to stay upright, throwing to big targets, Nelson Aguilar and Henry Ruggs. Not a bad pick here.
Not at all. And then we have at pick number 18, the Miami Dolphins are back on the clock for their second selection of the first round. And guess what? They add to that wide receiving core. That's right. They will be adding Rashad Bateman, big wide receiver coming out of the University of Minnesota. Incredible talent. He's extremely tall, extremely fast, and he's very, very strong at the point of attack. That's his biggest strength, is that he can go up and get any 50-50 ball. He's basically a better version of what the Patriots expected N'Keal Harry to be.
You always have to take a shot there, but some say Rashad Bateman might be able to run close to a 4.3, definitely below he's definitely going to be running a sub 4.4, so at 6'2" has a ton of speed.
Absolutely. I like this pick a lot, and him opposite Devontae Parker is going to be incredible. All right, let's move on to pick number 19. We have the Washington football team, which again will end up being a former name of theirs in the near future. They will be drafting offensive line, and we have them drafting Jalen Mayfield.
Yeah, this isn't a bad situation for them. You've got Brandon Scherf. You lost Trent Williams last year, and Jalen Mayfield's going to fill that hole. You probably have a new quarterback, Taylor Heineke, under center, and you're going to want to keep him safe and sound. You're going to need a couple more targets, but it all starts with the offensive line. You can't get the quarterback going unless he has some protection.
That's right, and it does start with that offensive line. And listen, that you got to figure this out, and it's a Ron Rivera staple to build up that offensive line. At number 20, we have the Chicago Bears, and they will be drafting a tight end. So, I mean, they had about 40 on the roster to start last year.
Yeah,
Might as
right.
well start over again. But Kyle Pitts actually joins the Chicago Bears and becomes the security blanket for Mitch Trubisky or whoever decides to take snaps under that center. And listen, Kyle Pitts, who was still on the board because RNGESUS hasn't wanted to draft a tight end or a quarterback up until this point, will find a home in Chicago, and he's going to be able to wreak havoc on the NFC North for a very long time.
Absolutely. That would be tremendous, and that would help any quarterback that's even thinking about being a Chicago Bear next season.
That's right. All right, moving on to 21, we have the Indianapolis Colts on the clock. And RNGESUS, you got to help them out a little bit, right? I mean, we're at the point. Oh, they were so close to Trevor Lawrence.
Wow. Wow,
So
wow,
close, but
wow.
instead they
And
have to settle for.
Javon Holland, safety out of Oregon, and hey, not a bad option. Malik Hooker opted out of last season. Your defense was stout last season, and now that you'll have Hooker back, plus Javon Holland, that secondary is going to stay strong, and they'll be able to keep on doing what they were doing last year. You got a new quarterback. You just need an offensive tackle at this point, and you're ready to go.
100%. And at number 22, we have the Tennessee Titans. RNGESUS, what do you have in store for us down in Nashville? All right,
Ooh.
it looks like they'll be working on that linebacking core opposite Jayon Brown, who is a free agent but is respected to be retained. It looks like they will be upgrading their athletic linebacker to Zaven Collins, coming out of University of Tulsa. Incredible athlete here. He looks to me kind of like a replicate of Jamie Collins. He looks really, really athletic. I think he's going to be a playmaker for any team for the next 10, 12 years at minimum. At number 23, we have the New York Jets making their second selection of the first round. And here we have RNGESUS giving them a cornerback. So they're going to be boosting that defensive backfield a little bit. JC Horn is still on the board here. Definitely flirting with the back end of the first round, early second round pick here, but it's a good pick nonetheless. The Jets struggled on the back end of their defense. They got the defensive tackle early on in the draft, and now they get their corner. They're going to be boosting that defense. Let's see what else we have in store.
I absolutely believe that JC Horn, this is actually a perfect spot for him. He's going to be back into the first round, and the Jets need a cornerback very badly. JC Horn fits that mold, that hole that they have, and that's a perfect suit for them.
Excellent. At number 24, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers have undergone a lot of different transformations this season, and they were so close to Big Ben's replacement, but nonetheless, they get a safety. And it looks like safety is going to end up being, what the pick that we have here. And I can't really read that name, Nick, if you can get it for me.
Oh, you're going to make me struggle. You're doing this on purpose. Talanoa Hufanga. Talanoa Hufanga. Congratulations, you're now a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Safety at a USC. He's actually a really good talent, really fast and really strong. I like him. I think that, the first round's definitely a stretch for him. I was thinking more back into the second round, but you know what? Who am I to question RNGESUS at this point, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars are back on the board, and they can
Trevor,
still get
Trevor.
Trevor. They can still get
Oh
Trevor.
no.
Oh no. RNGESUS said, "Not today, sir." Gave him offensive line. We're gonna have to take a look and see who's available. At this point, I'm taking a look at somebody like Liam Eichenberg coming out of Notre Dame, the massive tackle, incredible talent, and he's going to be a stalwart left tackle in the NFL for many, many years to come. I expect him to have a career kind of like Joe Thomas and one of the best left tackles that we have seen in a while.
Yeah, this would be huge because you got to keep that pocket strong. You got a wide receiver earlier, and I think that this is the perfect spot. This offense would be amazing next year.
100%. And then looking at number 26, we have the Cleveland Browns coming off fresh off their first playoff appearance in God knows how long, since the early 90s, and they get another safety. So let's take a look at the safeties, and we have I can't see it, Nick.
Yeah, you gotta stop doing this to me, man. Hamza Nasiruddin.
Huh. Interesting. I don't know
Hamza.
much about this guy, but the Browns sure like him. At least according to RNGESUS. He's their guy, and hopefully they're happy with them.
I hope so.
All right, let's hope there's no more safeties because that seems to be an issue here. And then, as I say that, the Baltimore Ravens will be selecting a quarterback. That's right, Lamar Jackson will finally be replaced. He is out ski 5,000, and you know what? T-Law, welcome to Baltimore. Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Baltimore, not Jacksonville. Baltimore.
Not gonna not gonna lie, seeing the Ravens logo next to him just doesn't look right. It really doesn't.
He's definitely never gonna be a Raven. That's for damn
No,
sure.
no.
But you know what? You know who needs a quarterback? The New Orleans Saints. Drew
True.
Brees on the brink of retirement, hasn't officially announced it yet. But guess what? They get one anyway. That's it. Justin Fields going to the New Orleans Saints. They get their guy. They knew it all along. They were with RNGESUS. They were like, listen, guys, we're with it. We pray. We have our holidays. And guess what? He's with them. He's on it. He said, you know what? Drew Brees, Hall of Famer, leaving. I'll give you another future Hall of Famer, Justin Fields. Here you go. Entering that offense with Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas, assuming that nobody gets cut from that offense, this would be a very potent team to have to deal with.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, at number 29, we have the Green Bay Packers, who are just a few plays away from making the NFL 2020 Super Bowl. Now we take a look. They will be drafting a tight end. You know what? Aaron Rodgers did say he wanted a new weapon to help him. Well, how about a tight end, right? Who said it had to be a wide receiver? Let's give him a tight end. And we have Pat Freiermuth coming out of Penn State.
Yeah, him and Robert Tonyan together would be a great one to punch Devontae Adams on the outside. I think that Aaron Rodgers could make something of this offense, and they would be able to get a little bit farther in the playoffs, possibly make it to the Super Bowl this time around.
Quite possibly. And then at number 30, we have the Buffalo Bills, who have been on an upward trajectory ever since they drafted Josh Allen. Let's see who Sean McDermott will be adding to the roster. It looks like linebacker, which is a staple of his nonetheless. It is their top need, and they end up with Nick Bolton coming out of the University of Missouri. And I think it's an incredible fit here. I think he's absolutely talented. He is one of the best linebackers we have in this draft, and it can easily make it into the first round. I see them even selecting him here without RNGESUS telling them what to do. I believe that this is a pick that they could end up making when the time is right.
I 100% agree with you. Nick Bolton fits what they want to do. They might have to make some cap casualties that include some of the linebackers, and Nick Bolton would fill those holes that they're going to create. So I agree with you.
For sure. All right, let's take a look now at number 31. We have the defending AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs, fresh off their Super Bowl loss. And guess what? Patrick Mahomes needs more weapons, damn it. They got to score more points. And who else? Who better than Kadarius Toney, the strong speedster coming out of the University of Florida? Toney.
So let me get this straight. You now have Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, and Kadarius Toney, all guys who just run train over every corner because they're just so fast. Wow. That's embarrassment of riches at the wide receiver position for the Chiefs. I can only imagine what they could scheme up in that offense. Whew.
And you know what? Nobody decided to sign Eric Bieniemy this year, so guess what? He's going to have even more fun developing plays for this offense. You laid it out: Tyreek Hill, Kadarius Toney, Mecole Hardman as your three. Don't forget about that guy named Travis Kelce in the middle of the field, and then that guy Patrick Mahomes who's just slanging it. I can't believe that this team just got even better on offense. It's absolutely incredible. And then at number 32, we have the defending Super Bowl champions. We have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see who RNGESUS has them rounding out the first round of the NFL draft and says, you know what? Let's get you some young edge help. Let's fix that pass rush, because while it was fantastic in the Super Bowl, you need more. We need more pass rush. And guess what? They get Kwity Paye. That's right. Kwity Paye, the best all-around edge player coming out of this draft. Incredible talent out of the University of Michigan. He can kick inside on a 4-3 D tackle, kick outside, stand up if he wanted to as an outside linebacker. This guy can do it all on the defensive line. And listen, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get this guy, might as well hand him the Lombardi again, because he is going to absolutely wreak havoc on this league.
And what a perfect replacement for Shaq Barrett. This would be amazing. And I agree with you. I think that they would get back to the Super Bowl without a doubt. What an amazing ad with the 32nd overall pick. A guy that dropped so far. Who would have thunk it? No one ever saw this coming.
All right, well, we saw everything that RNGESUS wanted us to see. And listen, this was a fate-driven draft, and not everything was going to make sense, but it was definitely fun. I appreciate you all taking the time to watch it. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.